Told you didn't have to wait long.
Wow, it's quick.
Yeah, we're back in the basketball segment of this week's CyHawkThoughts. You just saw the last football portion of our CyHawkThoughts Season 1.
Thanks for joining us for that.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Extravaganzas, laughter.
The Season 1 outtakes video, I can't wait to see that.
Babies crying, Chuck almost spitting
Choking.
up like a baby. it was pretty funny. But we're on to basketball.
Yes.
It's right in the middle of conference season right now. Both Iowa and Iowa State. Two very, very competitive conferences. I guess we'll start out. Let's talk a little bit about the Iowa Hawkeyes. And, we'll just kind of mention a little bit about how their players are doing. You've got Devin Marble, you've got Basabi, you've got Gatens, you've got Cartwright, and you've got thrown chairs.
Yeah, crazy. And we were going to reenact that here, but I couldn't get my face to look that red. I can't do the red Fran face really good. But, no, it's crazy. And, who knew that, Eric May wasn't going to show up this year. He had a great freshman year. He started disappearing. He's kind of like a Guy Rucker. Or some other Iowa guys, Glenn Worley. Good freshman year, you get all this hope. Matt Gatens, steady but not spectacular this year. Basabi has disappeared in some games. And all along, and for those that remember, it was like 3 weeks ago, the last time we talked basketball here at CyHawkThoughts Studio, I said Iowa was going to beat Purdue. And I was wrong.
Yep.
But the next game, they went out and beat Wisconsin at Wisconsin.
And then beat Michigan.
Yeah, I had a feeling, and at Minnesota, I had a feeling they had some greatness in them. They didn't pull it out when I thought.
Yeah.
But,
well, I think they just have some consistency issues right now. And that starts out with Basabi. That guy will be non-existent in games that you may not see as high a profile, but then when you get the high-profile games, he seems to show up.
And he's fighting some injury, and that always
most consistent player on this team right now, in my opinion. McCabe playing pretty consistent.
He's playing pretty good. Sophomore looking good.
Marble's doing all right. You know who I'm really impressed with?
Andrew Brommer.
No.
Aaron White.
Yes, that kid.
I
like him. He reminds me of Julius Mikalik. He's
not as good as Julius Mikalik. He's more of a Paul Shirley.
Yeah, I guess.
Without a blog.
But here's the thing. Paul Shirley was never shooting trays.
No.
But this kid, he wows me. He'll go in and you'll see him. He's one of the whitest kids you'll ever see on a basketball court, right? I mean, he's a white boy.
He'll
go up and just surprise you and go dunk the ball though.
Yeah.
When you don't expect it, and then
he's got some moves.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the next time down the court, he's popping a three. Aaron White, who are you, Aaron White? Who are you, Aaron White? I like him.
Yeah, me too. He's not bad.
No. Like I said,
great things to come. Now
he reminds me of Meekly. He's a freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to understand, this is a kid that's a freshman that put up 22 points against Purdue or whatever.
Hopefully he doesn't Worley or Guy Rucker or Eric Mayett the rest of his career.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna be something to. Aaron's gonna be decent for you guys. He may never be the star of the team. He may always just be a role player. But guess what? The guy. The guy impresses me, and I'm not easily impressed.
No, that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Aaron White, shout out to you. I like you.
He's like Brad Lowhouse of 25 years
Matt Bullard.
Yeah, Matt Bullard. There's a good one.
So, and Matt Bullard played for my Houston Rockets, so what can I say?
He did. Steve owns the Rockets. Matt played for him.
Yeah.
That was great.
I own the Rockets. I got NBA 2K12.
Back to back.
And
franchise.
Yes. But yeah, I think they'll surprise some more people. There is a possibility.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
I was going to say NIT.
I don't even want to go there.
Okay.
I mean, they gotta win 5-6 more games.
Yeah, if they can win 7 more games. But they weren't.
For sure.
But they weren't expected to beat Michigan. They weren't expected to beat Wisconsin. I think they can take care of Nebraska, if not once, twice. Yeah. I think do they play Penn State twice? Yep. I mean, they've got some winnable games.
Game against Northwestern, they might be able to walk out of Minnesota again. There's a shot at getting 6 wins. 5's probably more. 5 and then maybe 1 in the tournament.
Well, if that's the case, that's 17 wins. And I think if they get 17 wins, you'll see them in the NIT.
17-15 be close.
Now, I don't think you'll see a home game in the NIT for 2 reasons. A, because I don't think they're good enough to get a home team. B, because Hawkeye fans, why aren't you... I mean, they're handing out free tickets pretty much, and you're still not...
That's for students.
Well...
But they're averaging close to 13,000.
No,
they're
not.
Getting better. Yeah.
No, they're not.
It was just in the paper. I read it. Des Moines Register. No. Big article.
I'm thinking more
huge.
Like
they sold out 6, for Ohio State game. No, you got to remember they can skew those numbers. Okay, but they're averaging way more. But I've been to the Iowa NIT games.
Okay,
no one goes.
I'm going to be honest with you. When you're watching the games on TV, it doesn't look like 10 or 13,000 there. That's for sure.
No, put them against. I don't know. Some team around here, which I can't think of any other team around here that might be an NIT team, but I think you get more people traveling to that.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
If they don't make the tournament.
St. Louis would be a good place. They lost to St. Louis in the NIT years ago, like 03. That was bad. 04, around there.
No, I think
Dude in a buzzer beater.
Look, NIT is it could be there.
It'd be cooler than the other ones they have now.
CBI.
Yeah.
TNT.
Hey, any postseason tournament's good, but gotta win 5-6 more games. Go from there. It's doable. I don't know how doable.
Well,
we'll see who shows.
And if people are sitting there going, nah, NIT. How many of you guys even thought NIT when you started this season?
No, I'm happy they're gonna.
No, you didn't think NIT.
No, I just want to get to 15 wins, and I thought that was going to be a challenge. Yeah. And then they lost to Campbell. And then I didn't think they'd get to 10. And now they're at 11. Yeah. One step at a time. Let's get to 15.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Get to 15. Aaron White, like that.
I like him.
Shall we talk the other side of the state?
Let's do it.
All right. Not a bad loss last night. We lost to Texas, but we're down by 18 in the second half. We cut it to 3, and this was on one of the worst shooting performances that Iowa State has had all year.
And
so we're on the road against a Texas team. We shoot awful, and we're in the game after being down by 18. So you have some positives to come out of it. Yes, we needed the win. If we get that win, we still got Kansas on Saturday. And it's at home, so we can go ahead and take care of business. We better take care of business. We dropped the ball at Kansas. You're up by 12, you lose it. We gave them that game, in my opinion.
I know other people take Kansas down.
I think they can too. This is a very talented team, but like we've said on the show when we started, they're going to live and die by the 3. If they have games like they had at Texas, it's going to be tough to win games. But that's the special part about it. This team almost won on the road at Texas, having one of those days.
Reading it, and I didn't get to see it, but reading about it.
Well, no one did pretty much unless you were streaming. Thank you, Justin TV.
It reminded me of the Michigan game where just couldn't get a rhythm going, couldn't get anything figured out, just kind of, and then all of a sudden,
it was just like,
let's just show up. Yeah, it clicked, and then just unable to get the one next step or one more shot to go in. One more defensive stick, but very similar.
Yeah. So if they catch on fire for 5 or 6 games, which if they make and it's still if with them on the NCAA tournament too, I think it's definitely doable. But
way doable. They can have finished with 20 wins.
Yeah. So if they get hot at the right time, it's a talented enough team to make a run in the tournament.
Oh yeah.
It's just they have to stay hot. Bab can't get down on himself. Bab's got to continually shoot that 3 with confidence. We're going to have Royce not get into foul trouble because when that kid's in foul trouble, that hurts our offense. He spreads this floor so much with his ability to dribble and drive. Speaking of Royce White. Speaking of Royce, I think he's starting to get some national attention.
He should.
I've heard most underrated player in the league. I've heard this. I've heard that. So he's getting some attention there. It's a team that can be dangerous. It's a team that is still in their first year of playing together. Okay, so I think there was people. We were picked to be 9th in the Big 12. Okay, we're sitting there. We were tied for 3rd until last night.
14-6.
Yeah,
that's pretty darn good.
Yep, and we're ahead of Kansas. We're ahead of Missouri. They're number 9 and number 10 teams. We're beating them both in the second half, and we come back from 18 on the road at Texas. We take down Texas A&M and Texas Tech by over 20 points on the road. This is a team that can do some damage. We're not going to see it game in and game out. We're going to see it when they're hot. When they're not, we're going to have to sneak by with some games. We just didn't get that done last night, but it's still a team that can make a big run in the Big 12. I can still see us getting that 4th place, 5th place spot. We'll get the bye in the tournament. If we can get a win in the tournament, you're looking at a 20-21 win season. That is good enough to get yourself in the 10th, 9th seed.
Easily.
And a scary 10th, 9th, 11th, or whatever it is.
Yeah. And you're going up against, probably a 7 or 8 seed, the one, maybe like a Gonzaga or something that won their conference, or a slightly better Big East type team, from a standing standpoint, maybe not talent standpoint, because Iowa State's got a lot of talent.
And here's the other thing, don't forget about this, and this could be said for the same with Iowa. I just don't think to the extent, but even if we're sitting there and we have just some ugly games, and we're sitting there scratching our heads going, this team only has 18 wins, and we're going into the conference tournament. This is a team that could win the conference tournament.
Absolutely.
So even if we're at 18 or 19 wins and we're on that bubble, if we're hot and the Kansas City Rims like us, we can do some damage in that tournament. There's not a
Next
team
thing
that
you
can go out
know,
and take
they're
us.
playing Saturday, and
so
you never know.
We may not have to get that bubble berth. We may just get the automatic berth. Who knows? And Iowa could do the same thing.
Iowa's good for 1 or 2 wins, maybe.
Yeah,
and they're one of those sneaky teams.
Yeah, I think
Penn State would do it every now and then.
Yeah, I think Iowa. The problem is, I'm not sold on Michigan State all that much. I'm not sold on Indiana. I'm really not sold on Michigan. I am sold on Ohio State. That team's good.
They're good.
So I don't. That's the tough thing about the Big Ten. I think they're just so much head. I mean, they're just heads and shoulders. Is that? Yeah, they're good. I just want that.
That's okay. I'm not sold on Illinois either.
No, I think you guys just got a lot of good. Anywhere from
7.5 out of 10s. Very few 9 or 10s out of 10s.
I think there's
no
a great
twos.
bunch of teams in that 17 to 40 range. If you were to make rankings,
yes, that's about
and that's a tough conference when you're going up against probably 8 out of your 12 or 9 out of your 12 all sitting in the top 40 teams in the nation. It's a tough conference. Yeah, I think it could be the toughest. You just have that one team that's just heads and shoulders above.
When you got Nebraska upsetting people and they shouldn't be doing that, you got Penn State doing it. It happens. And
well, it will make for an interesting season for both teams. Kansas Saturday for Iowa State. We'll see if we can pull it off. And Iowa has a game here in a couple days, and
play Nebraska tomorrow.
Yep, and I think that can be a win. So a segment down for basketball. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll be talking lots more about basketball. Once again, don't know about next week because of the baby, but once again, I'm going to have to work on that. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.